Welcome back to a new video. So this was my Friday session and it went pretty well. I was definitely tired from the previous day and my back was a little bit sore. My low back, I could tell it was just going to be quicker to fatigue. I guess that's kind of the biggest thing that happens after a big deadlift. If it's like a truly maximal one, then everything's sore. But if it's a deadlift like I did yesterday or pulls like I did yesterday, it just kind of makes my lower back quicker to get a pump the next day. And that makes lifting obviously very uncomfortable. So I was kind of very aware of that, and I kind of knew like today I didn't want to do a lot anyway, so it kind of worked out in that sense. But I wanted to do powers, and you saw here with the first 90, that was like a make me miss, but I repeated it, did a better rep. So my goal was to do 100. If I was like feeling super good, I was like maybe 105, but I was like, I know 100 is probably going to feel pretty difficult, and it did. It was not the easiest rep, as you see there. I had to walk that out. Then I was able to move on to push presses, and they went better than yesterday, which I guess kind of makes sense in a sense because I didn't do any overhead pressing. I just did the push presses, which does help them a little bit. Obviously not fatiguing the shoulders from the overhead press, but did 60, 90, 110, and then I took off the straps just to make the clean a little bit easier and went up to 117 to the 120. And my wrist straps are now red because I soaked them in paint because the white that they were before started to get stained just because I wore them so frequently. And I didn't feel like trying to get them clean because I have tried to put them through the wash and stuff before. And they just kind of have like permanent dirt marks and stains on them. So now you see they're red and I think they look really cool. So I was pleasantly surprised how well they turned out. But that's 117. I took that jump from 110 just to give myself a successful attempt. But with how easy the 117 felt or how doable, I wanted to try 120 again. And on this day I was able to do it. So I was really happy that I was able to kind of fight and kind of grind through it a little bit. Although it didn't even really grind too bad. Back in my mind I was like, I think I could have done even more, but I don't think that after a power clean I would have really felt like doing more there. I think if that attempt would have had like 122 or something on, I probably would have been able to do it. But you know, it is what it is. We moved on to doing some more front squats like I did yesterday, just singles just to kind of get the tolerance back. And I jumped up from 110 to 150. 150 felt good, and then I went to 160. And they're still moving well, but they just feel difficult, which is kind of making sense because I haven't really done a ton of them in the last couple weeks. But just trying to get the legs tolerated. I guess that's kind of how I train front squats. It's less of like, all right, I'm trying to build my legs with them. It's more I'm just trying to tolerate the movement. So I can increase it, and then the back squats are where I get the volume in. I feel like I've always responded well, and even before competitions, I had a competition where I just didn't do any front squats like the last couple weeks and just did back squats. So back squats for me kind of cover all of my bases, but front squats are good for the specificity factor, if I could say that, as well as just kind of the mobility and the confidence in those positions. But you know, quick little Friday session. Saturday I'm hoping to go heavy. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling when I start to train, whether it's in the shed or out at the gym. Not really sure which one I want to do quite yet, but yeah, just gonna see what I can do and hopefully push up to some decent numbers, at least as decent as what I was able to do before. What, like 115 or 16 or something, and 153 or whatever I did before. I don't know, or 113. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to play it by feel. But anywho, that's it for this one. I'll talk to you on the next one. I hope you all have a great day. Peace.